Hi, my name's Nicole, and I'm one of the instructors here on Daily Ritual. I usually teach tomorrow, but I'm going to be traveling, so I just wanted to offer up a little breath and movement in place of that class. Uh, so I wanted to focus a little bit and talk a little bit before we start moving. Um, just a little bit about what's sort of been going on with me and which has affected my practice. I have an injury that has come up again in my shoulder and neck, and it's caused a lot of pain in my body. And so I've felt some restrictions in what I can do, and I actually have a little bit of a shoulder impingement and some mobility issues. Um, and I've also had to stop surfing for the winter so that I can allow it to rest and heal while still trying to strengthen it. But it's allowed me to focus a little bit more of my practice on. It's changed my practice, let's say, and it's been challenging, but it's also reminded me and re-inspired me to. It's been a long time since I've felt pain and this kind of pain, and it's a nice, gentle reminder to continue to connect with your body. Because I think a lot of the times when we feel pain, we hold our breath, and then, yeah, for that moment, it does feel better. But that if you breathe and you focus and you breathe through it, it can help in most cases. And I know for me, I learned a little practice about that I call just talking to my body. When I was in treatment for breast cancer, one of the treatments I had to do was something called Neulasta, and I had to inject myself with this, and it helped me grow white blood cells. And I could feel them growing. And so that caused pretty severe bone aches. And that might look like, this part of my shin would just like the bone would hurt. And I kind of flipped it around that this is a good pain. This is my body telling me that it's doing something. So I would just tap my shin or wherever I was feeling it and say, thank you. And I'd acknowledge the fact that what was going in my body was my body regenerating, trying to make me strong enough to go through the next treatment that I had to do. And I would breathe. And sometimes when you're in a lot of pain, it's very hard to be in your body, and especially if you don't breathe. So I have been breathing a little bit more. I've been focusing a little bit more on what my body's trying to tell me. And then having a little gratitude that it's telling me what I can and can't do right now and allowing me to continue to move through it. So that's sort of my little chatty part of it. And I'm going to just show you some of the little techniques that I use now more frequently as I sort of move through this injury. And part of it is also about allowing yourself to rest. So this is going to be a very gentle practice. And I would be very comfortable saying it's for all levels. So first, just find a seat on your mat, and I'll take off my little socks now. Just find a comfortable seat, and we're going to come into our bodies. So you can sit cross-legged or you can sit back on your heels, whatever's the most comfortable for you right now. And lift your tushy and bring your heart just slightly forward. And close your eyes and just go inward. Just do a little body scan and just notice maybe the parts of you that are speaking a little louder. For me, just even removing my hoodie like I did I'm very aware of my shoulder. So just allow your body to give you little messages and begin to breathe just a little bit deeper, allowing the air to go in and out the nose. Don't try and push the pain away. Don't try and do anything except breathe. Notice and breathe. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Allow the belly to spill forward as it fills. And notice as the belly flattens, as it pushes towards your spine. Just take a moment and notice if there's anywhere in your body that's speaking a little louder. And for me, as I said, it's my shoulder right now. Just place your hand on that area. Continue to breathe. Separate the teeth and soften the lips. And I want you to imagine as you breathe in and out that the air fills into the space that you've placed your hand. And just take a second and thank your body for letting you know that this is the part of your body that might need a little more attention today. Sometimes it whispers, and it might be a little stiffness or stickiness. Sometimes it's a little louder. And then acknowledge that you will respect the message that's coming to you. And you will not push through the pain, but you will move gently through it. It's kind of a little agreement that you're making with your body. To honor it, respect it, and encourage it. You can let go of whatever body part or area that you are bringing a little bit more awareness and a little bit more breath into. And then allow the eyes to blink open. Keeping the breath nice and even, and still applying a little bit of focus to that area. Just allow the body to start moving. And depending on where you found this stickiness, or perhaps you all over, whatever it is for you, just find some natural organic movement. And as you begin to move, again, don't try to ignore the part that's speaking to you. Acknowledge it, embrace it, and let it know that it doesn't need to be guarded. And ask it to let go. Allow the ribs to press from side to side while the hands just cup the knees. If anything that you've got is going on is more in the ribs or belly area, feel free to adjust your movement. And maybe it's the arms that go from side to side. Just find a flowy movement that allows you to connect into your body and to warm it up. It's gotten quite cold here in Nova Scotia. Today I brought the parka out for the first time. It is definitely winter here. And then find some nice circles, either with your arms or with your ribs in one direction. And then allow yourself to go in the other direction. And find the speed that works for you. It could be super slow, juicy, as Alicia says, or it can be a little bit more brisk. Just allow yourself to feel what your body feels and continue to tell it to let go and to trust you. Allow yourself to move the fingers, to move the wrists, to move the elbows. Just find some gentle movement. I'm being very conscious to let go and trust. And I'm challenging it a little bit, raising a little bit higher as I go through the little bit edgy part. But I'm not taking myself to the point of where I feel pain or necessarily discomfort. Right now, I just feel a little weakness in that shoulder. And then let's bring both hands up to touch in front. Allow the elbows and hands to push towards each other, filling through the back and broadening through the collarbones. And then bring them up again. And again, go at the pace that you need to for what's going on in your body today. I need to move a little bit slower, so I'm going to do that. And even in this very small, somewhat gentle movement, there's still engagement. The hands press together, the elbows press together, the back broadens, the collarbones. I can feel that throughout my arms. And it's nice and balanced. Sometimes when you have an injury to one side of your body, the other side tries to take over. So I really try to focus on the balance, trying to use both sides equally. If I feel my stronger side taking over, I'll ease off by 10% on that side so that my left and right side are both working at the same capacity. All right, we're going to push 2 soft fists forward. Press the thumbs down so that the pinkies can draw back, so we can find a little hollow in here. We're going to try and fire up the back line of the arms. So we're going to push 2 soft fists forward. The thumb's going to press down. The pinkies are going to pull back. And you're pushing in like you'll be pushing into my hands, filling and broadening through the back. And the elbow stays slightly bent. And we're just going to find a gentle flap here. The arms pulse. Heart reaches forward. And just allow the belly to spill forward, just allowing your natural curves of your spine. And then we're going to just take it for a little journey. We're going to open a little bit wider, broaden through there, and just even this gentle movement with that action of pressing the thumb down and drawing the pinkies back. You can feel the engagement in the back of the arm as well as the sides and the front. And then we're going to just relax and bring the hands in. Take 2 little domes on either side. And what I'd like you to do is bend each of the knuckles so that you can create like a little claw or craw. And the pinky palm and the thumb palm are going to draw together so you can create a hollow so that your hands are very engaged. Your hands are engaged. They go to either side of your hips. And the elbows turn slightly outward so that you can broaden and find those armpit hollows. As you press the fingernail beds into the floor, reach the heart slightly forward and find that gentle tick-tock from side to side. Again, knowing what your body needs today by listening to it. This is actually quite fierce for me right now. I'm very aware of my shoulder. But it's still gentle enough that I'm activating the muscles to strengthen without pushing. We're going to start with the right hand. So find your center, heart slightly in front of your hips. We're going to push the right hand forward, allow the thumb to press down, find that engagement in the back line of the arms. And we're going to walk our hands out so that we can come into a dome a little bit further. And we're going to reach the right hand up towards the left corner. And as we do that, press the right hip into the block or into the floor as you reach your fist away. As you do that, press the right ribs out towards the right and allow the shoulders to melt away from the ears and the eyes can look. And just find a gentle pulse, lengthening while engaging. And then we're going to sweep the hand back and find that little dome on the side of the head. And I want you to first gently press your head back into your hand so you can find a little engagement in the back of the neck. And then once you have that engagement, keep that resistance and then allow the chin to drop towards the chest, fill into the upper back. Take a breath here and then peel it open. Heart opens, throat opens, and then gently open towards the center. Again, the head presses back into the hand. The left fingertips press into the floor. And we'll do that one more time. Allow the chin to drop, fill into the upper back, pressing the head into the shoulder gently, and then peel it open. Elbow and forearm reach up towards the left corner, and then the heart opens, the throat opens, up towards the ceiling. Nose in line with the sternum. And then allow yourself to come back up. Right hand comes into a dome. Find the left hand, press it forward, thumb presses down, pinky pulls back. Find that strength, find that engagement through the back line of the left arm. Fingers walk out, keeping in that dome, just so we can keep that engagement. The elbow's going to turn out so we can find that armpit hollow, that strength in there. And we're going to press the left ribs out, allowing the left shoulder to reach forward. The left shoulder to melt away and the left fist to reach forward. And again, listen to your body. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit of resistance, and so I'm going to just take a moment and breathe. No pain, just resistance. And just ask my shoulder to let go and trust. Gently sweep the left hand to a little dome to the side of the head, and the elbow and forearm are going to reach up and over as the left ribs press towards the left, pressing into the right hand, shoulder melting away, throat stays open, heart stays open, and then allow the chin to drop. And again, listen to your body. Mind's telling me this is as far as I can go in this position right now. And I'm going to just find that gentle resistance, but not pain. And breathe. And then elbow and forearm reach up and over towards the left corner. Heart opens towards the sky. Throat opens. Fingers still engaged in the right hand. And then one more time, allow the chin to drop. Allow the elbow to dip. Again, listening to your body. Creating resistance and engagement. And remembering to breathe. Elbow reaches and forearm reaches up towards the corner. Heart opens, throat opens, and then come on back up. Just find some gentle shoulder rolls. Let the hands just rest on the thighs, rolling back and forth. Might find some noises in there. And then one at a time forward. And you can allow the ribs to get involved if that feels good. And maybe back. All right, if you're sitting on a block, you can move it off to one side, or if you're already sitting down on the ground, just make your way mindfully to hands and knees. If hands and knees don't work, feel free to do this in a seated position. And you can use the air as resistance. So as I place my hands down to the floor, we're going to find some engagement. So if you're doing this like I am on hands and knees, you can press the tops of the feet into the floor, knees press down and out, heels draw together, heart reaches forward, and the elbows turn out as our fingers grip the floor like little geckos. And I want you to imagine there's like a blueberry in the center of your palm. So engage the pinky palm and thumb palm together, and your hands are a little bit more in front of your shoulders. And just find that gentle pulse. And if you are seated in a chair, the way that you can find that is you can press your paws down into the floor and press them out. And just find your palms, a little bit of a flex, but I want you to grip the floor or pretend to grip the floor like you had. And for this one, you can find a little pulse either from side to side, but just find some movement in your torso, or you can do the soft fist. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute my phone. I will do that now. Apologies. Or you can do a little press, pressing the hands down as the ribs lift away from the heart. But for now, we're just going to find that gentle pulse, finding that engagement, and connecting with our breath. Hips root back, heart reaches forward, inhaling and exhaling. And you can try inhaling as you reach forward, exhaling as you root back, and see if that fits. And after a few pulses, maybe switch it up and see how that feels in your body. Sometimes it's nice to switch it up. Then we're going to allow the hips to go back, peel the left paw and knee open, right foot off the floor, and just find some gentle pulses. Hips root back, heart beams towards the left, left ribs crescent towards the sky, eyes look towards the front of the mat, and the left hand comes into a little dome. Again, pressing into the fingertips, filling through the back, pressing into the right hand, finding that armpit engagement. And then gently take your left hand to your rib cage, and starting at the bottom, just gently wind open. Moving the hand closer towards the armpit, elbows still, little micro bend. And then if you want, you can reach your soft fist forward and still find that crescent. And again, you can reach forward and up. On this side, it's a little tenuous for me, so I'm just going to find gentle pulses, but you can find as much length as you want. Or if you prefer, you can find a little dome on the side of your head, pressing the head back and finding that length through the belly. Whatever position you take with your hand or your arm, we're going to press the hips back, and we're going to pick the left paw up flexed. Knee pushes forward, hips push back, and then place the paw back to the floor. Left hand comes to dome. Come on back onto hands and knees, and then just find a little waggle. Allow the hips to move from side to side, the ribs, the shoulders. Again, connecting into the body and becoming aware. Anything that's speaking a little louder, just give it some gentle acknowledgement. And then find that pulse. Hips root back, heart reaches forward. And then we're going to peel the right knee open, place the paw to the floor, kickstand the left. Hips root back. As you push into the left, right hand comes to dome, hips root back. Throat open, eyes to the front. And then gently take the right hand to the ribs, starting low, and gently wind the heart towards the sky. Again, whatever mobility you have, whatever your body says today. And then reach the right hand forward of the heart, press the ribs towards the sky, heart towards the right, reaching, finding that length, or finding hand behind the head, pressing the head in the little dome back as the elbow and forearm reach towards the top of the mat. Eyes looking towards the front of the mat, or depending on your flexibility, up and over the left hand. Then you can keep your hand there if you wish, or keep it long. Bring the right knee up and forward, and just find a pulse for a second. And then place it back down. Dome, pause, knees. And we'll do some ripples. Hips root back, and then ripple and pull yourself forward. Hips root back, ripple up through, pressing into the hands, pressing into the top of the feet to pull the hips back. But just find that nice natural rhythm, connecting to the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Nice and gentle, but still strong. Hands can be gripping and pulling you forward. Tops of the feet pull the hips back, rooting, knees press out. And then just find hands and knees. Find the engagement, the hands nice and strong. Fill through the back heart. We're going to untuck the toes, root the hips back, and just gently pedal out the heels. Heels draw towards the floor, filling through the back heart, elbows turn out. And then allow the knees to knock towards the center, feeling a gentle winding in the waist. Nice long belly. Keeping the micro bend in the back of the knees as we lengthen towards straight, but not fully. And then find a gentle pulse. Heart reaches forward, hips root up and wide. Being mindful of how you're feeling, where you're at. If you need to, you can lower to your hands and knees, or you can continue pulsing through the center on hands and feet. And then we're going to walk the feet a little wide, walk the hands, and just find a gentle pulse. Feet can press down and out, heels can hover, heart reaches forward, elbows turn out. And then find some stillness. Horseshoe hold, press into the hands, full through the back, long belly, and just find a gentle glide from side to side. Just going to adjust the camera here. I feel like part of my head might be cut off. Whoop, my computer's done something weird. Sorry, guys. There we go. So, gliding side to side. And then find center. We're going to drop the right shoulder forward, open the heart towards the left. Fingers come to the inner thigh. And then back through center. Left hand turns in, heart turns towards the right. Belly reaches nice and long. Then find that gentle tick-tock from side to side. Hips are rooting back. Pause, push down and out. Nice and gentle. And then when that feels nice and good, let's push and come up. All right, so just take a moment to do some shoulder rolls, to move the hips. The hands can just hang at the side. You can sway them from side to side. Just find some fluid movement and do a little check-in. How are you feeling in your body? That area that maybe was speaking a little louder than the rest. How is that going? All right, so let's have our feet just a little bit wider. And I want you to hover the heels, push the feet down and out, and the knees are going to push forward. So still on the mat, but maybe on the edge. And we're going to take our hands to two little domes and just find a gentle pulse. Really focus on the pause. Big toe drags back, paws push down and out, hips root back. And then push two soft fists forward and sweep them back to either side of the head. Press the head back into the hand and just find a gentle pulse. And again, the elbows and forearms reach towards the sky, length through the belly, keeping the hips rooted back and wide. And again, some of you may be able to find more length and even go into a little bit of a back bend. Do what your body feels you need today. And if you want to hang out there for a little bit and find a little tick-tock or a figure eight from side to side, that's lovely as well. And then we're going to allow the hips to root back, the heart to drop parallel, and we're going to fill into the back heart. Move the ribs from side to side. And then hips root back, heart reaches forward, press the head back into the hand, and find that length. One more time. Hips root back, heart drops. Fill through the back. Side to side with the ribs. And then press the forearms and elbows towards the sky. Head back into the hands. And find that length. And we'll find a gentle crescent from right to left, right to left. Next time you crescent up and over to the right, let's take the right hand to the thigh, crescent up and over, head back into the hand, and just find a gentle pulse. And then both hands either side of the head, couple through the center, and then up and over towards the right. Gentle pulses. And then allow the left hand to drop to the left, pressing into it, hips rooting back, crescenting up and over towards the left. And then let's take just a gentle seaweed sway. And again, you can take this as quick, slow, walk around your mat for a little bit. But just again, find that fluidity. Find that gentleness, and maybe find a little strength in the hands too. We can do that pressing of the thumbs. We can find engagement in the arms, or you can let that go and use the engagement in your legs. Pressing the ribs from side to side, allowing the feet to press down and out. And then just find feet underneath the hips. Find just a gentle bend in the knees, allowing the hollows of the ankles, the back to the knees, the front of the hips. And then place both hands over your heart. Connect to your breath, breathing in and out. And I want you to thank your body for all the things that it allows you to do and for giving you these little messages of when you need to slow down and rest, of when you need to challenge yourself a little bit more. Now, wherever you placed your hand at the beginning of class, just place it there now. One more time. Thank your body. For telling you what you need. And thank yourself for listening. So that's the little mini mover. I hope it was helpful to anyone that might be um, struggling with some new injuries or just as your bodies change. Um, yeah, so just remember, listen to your body. And when it's hard to be in your body, maybe try to focus a little bit more on your breath. And then know that you are stronger than you maybe feel at the time. And to just hold that space, that it's okay to rest, it's okay to be still, and that this can be temporary. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. And I will be back next Sunday teaching 12 PST. I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. And there's a bunch of wonderful free offerings. So check those out as well. Thank you very much and have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend.